Hello and welcome to the Commander's Quarters, your Magic the Gathering source that helps you command your budget. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all their support. Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Quarters studio. Welcome to the show. So I'm doing quite a few Commander quick takes on Commander Legends spoilers. Even just today, I believe I've already done 3, Atomi, Nevinyrral, and Arami. I think those are the 3. So yeah, if you haven't seen those yet, go and check them out. But I decided that I want to take a quick break from the quick takes, at least until another Commander that really catches my eye comes along, and talk about a card that really caught my /eye for a couple of different reasons, and that card is Commander's Plate. Commander's Plate is an artifact equipment, that costs 1. It says equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has protection from each color that's not in your commander's color identity. It has equipped commander for 3 and equipped for 5. I believe equipped commander is just a brand new term. I have never seen equipped commander. It's pretty straightforward though. If it's your commander, you can equip it for 3. If it's not your commander, paying 5. Now I guess there's probably a question on that. What if I stole someone else's commander? Could I equip for 3? Probably. I don't know. Probably. Anyways, though, I'm sure this just applies to just commanders, but this is a really interesting card for, again, a couple of reasons. So an artifact that just costs, an equipment that just costs 1, you can get down very early. Paying 3 to equip to your commander is very easy. You know, you can do that, it's kind of the turn after your commander's out or whatnot. +3/+3, that's great, but the main thing is protection from each color that's not in your commander's color identity. So basically, the less colors in your color identity, the better this card is, which there are a lot of advantages for having, a 5-color commander. I mean, one of my favorite decks is Golos. That is a 5-color commander because you have, and one of the reasons I really like 5 colors, you have access to every single card. I mean, in my, deck's going to be budget cards, but you've got access to all 5 colors. So, you've got the best ramp cards because you've got green. You got the best draw cards because you got blue. You got the best removal because you've got, the other colors too. So basically, yeah, you get the best of all the worlds, and having certain cards like this come out where you're benefited the less colors you have, which is really interesting. And again, that can kind of maybe help not tilt the scales, but kind of, make things a little more even, when you have kind of more and more of these cards potentially that benefit you for having less and less colors. So that could definitely be an interesting direction. And I wonder if they're going to be doing this more often in the future. The first card that this reminded me of is actually a decently expensive card these days with Champion's Helm. It's an artifact equipment that costs 3. It says equipped creature gets +2/+2. As long as equipped creature is legendary, it has hexproof, and it's got equip 1. So you can equip this to whatever you want for 1, but basically the kind of main benefit is equipping it to a legendary creature. Generally, that's your commander. And then basically, yeah, the hexproof. Obviously, hexproof is a very important thing, protecting your commander. So in comparison, I mean, which one of these two is actually better? I mean, I'd probably lean toward Champions Commander's Plate. Protection from colors, helps out in more ways than hexproof does. Obviously, hexproof kind of makes it so you can't be targeted by any spell. I guess I should clarify. Commander's Plate is better for certain decks. Let's just start off with that because, depending on how many colors you have and what colors at the table, it's going to change. But yeah, protection from colors is better than hexproof in certain ways because, yeah, I mean, basically your commander cannot be blocked by, by creatures that has protection from. It can't be targeted by, creatures or, spells by colors that's not its identity. Also, kind of any kind of damage, let's say that someone casts, a red board wipe, damage-based board wipe, that doesn't do anything to your commander if it's got protection from red. So protection from colors is huge. And again, because this is, not in your commander's color identity, it's not going to affect anything that you're casting at it. So unless you've got a deck where you're stealing people's spells and whatnot. But basically, yeah, it's not going to affect anything that you're trying to do. It's just going to protect your commander from pretty much everything else. So some somewhat similar cards to this that we've seen in the past. Sanctuary Blade really doesn't see too much play, not from what I've seen at least, maybe in equipment decks. Becomes attached to a creature, choose a color. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has protection from the last chosen color. So this one is like protection from one color, which is kind of the opposite for a lot of scenarios from Champion's Plate. This is kind of actually more like a Spectre Ward. which is enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from all colors. This effect doesn't remove auras. So this protects from all colors, which is, again, is huge. That's a ton of protection. I mean, the only things that can really take that creature out then are going to be basically board wipes. Again, non-red board wipes, because those just basically deal damage, and that's not going to hit the creature. But yeah, this really is giving your creature protection from all colors is absolutely huge. So the first I guess color, quote unquote, that benefits the most from this is going to be colorless commanders. So ones like Hope of Ghirapur, Traxos, Kozilek can really benefit from a card like this. Pretty much any colorless commander. Hope of Ghirapur, you kind of see that as usually a Voltron style deck, kind of very, get Hope of Ghirapur out, get some cheap equipment out, and start equipping it up, and just start smacking players, with your flying little Thopter. And yeah, that can deal a lot of damage. Again, with Champion's Plate, turn 1, Hope of Ghirapur, turn 2, Champion's Plate, as well as another equipment maybe on the field or whatnot. Turn 3, equip your Champion's Plate, and yeah, you've got your little Thopter out there, protection from all colors on turn 3, and if you've got a Soul Ring or whatnot, you can do it earlier than that, but still, regardless, an incredibly kind of, a helpful card that can really, again, not only pump your commander, which is useful in these Voltron-style decks, but also really protect your commander, again, in a colorless deck from essentially everything, which is fantastic, except for board wipes, again. Traxos, Scourge of Krug can be another great, Voltron-style commander. Doesn't untap during untap step, but whenever you cast a Historic spell on taps, say you just cast your Champion's Plate untaps, you're going to be running plenty of artifacts to untap this commander. Puts him at a 10/10 Trampler, so yeah, close to a 2-shot kill. Not quite there. You're going to have other ways to get him there, though. And then, yeah, protection from all colors, beautiful. Kozilek, Great Distortion. Yeah, a 15/15 menace, discard things, counter things, comes into play, draw up to 7, essentially. And then, yeah, protection from all colors. That's gross. That's pretty gross. So I definitely don't want to go up against the Kozilek player that gets the Champion's Plate out early. So, yeah. Good luck trying to stop Kozilek as soon as he gets suited up with that. The other kind of colors, the other kind of, I guess, color identities that are going to benefit the most are going to be, one color commanders. So I think green probably benefits the most after, colorless, probably because there really aren't outside of like a Beast Within, there really aren't too many ways in green for you to take out a creature. I mean, there are fight effects, there are those kinds of effects, yes, but how often are those effects really run in decks, that aren't, a fight tribal deck or whatnot? So typically, when it comes to target removal, green is probably the weakest when it comes to removing creatures. So, if you've got your Azusa, you've got your Ghalta, you've got your Grothama, they're going to be a lot kind of better off than, different other colors or commanders that have more colors in their commander color identity, because you're going to have protection from 4 of the colors and probably the 4 more important colors to have protection from. So Azusa, you basically, you're not going to be using this as like a Voltron commander. Generally, I mean, maybe if you got an Azusa Voltron deck, send it over to me. I'd love to see it. But basically, yeah, just being able to protect your Azusa so you can keep playing your 2 digital lands each turn, that's huge. Ghalta, yeah, Voltron style commander. 12/12, you can, suit up Ghalta. 15/15, trampling, protection from all colors except for green. So good luck taking Ghalta out after that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Again, board wipes can, I guess, but still. Grothama All Devouring is actually a really interesting one to put this on, because the problem with Grothama is that your opponents can, fight Grothama to try to kill it, to try to draw cards, essentially, and you're going to have other ways to kind of prevent Grothama from dying in that way. You kind of want all those cards for yourself. By giving Grothama protection from every color except for green, it's going to be really hard for your opponents to take it out unless, you're playing against another mono green deck or whatnot. And like I mentioned before, I mean, the other colors definitely benefit as well. Mono red, mono blue, mono black, mono white. Probably mono red is next up to benefiting the most. Just my opinion. Again, when it comes to targeted removal, not too many people are using too many damage-based target removal spells. So Krenko Mob Boss, Valduk, Atali can all kind of use this. And again, Krenko just, basically protecting itself to kind of make more goblins. Valduk, a Voltron-style commander that loves equipment anyways. And then Atali, just protect Atali and swing and get a lot of value out of it. So not saying there's anything, I'm not going to go through every single one of these, every single color combination and say what kind of commanders can benefit from. But yeah, again, the less colors your commander has, the better this card gets. Also, of course, equipment style commanders are going to love this card. Shram Senior Edificer, yeah, basically getting protection from every color except for white, and then also, yeah, just being a 1-mana cantrip, essentially, in that deck. That can be huge. The Carry Fearless Voyager is another kind of newer equipment style commander. Again, it can be fantastic in that. Getting protection from 3 colors, still very, very good. Sir Gwyn, Hero of Ashvale, you're only getting protection from 2 colors. Those are going to be blue and green, but still it can come in handy. And also, it equips for free in this deck, essentially, if you're doing Knight Tribal or if you're doing Voltron. But yeah, it's going to equip for free. So 1 mana for +3/+3 and protection for 2 colors. That's fantastic. So yeah, this is a really interesting card again. Commander's Plate. I love the design of it. I love this kind of, hey, we realize that, if the more colors that you're playing, the more advantages that you probably have, just kind of, from access to certain cards. So let's give the color identities that have less colors some benefits as well for playing these kinds of cards that say, hey, I realize I don't have access to as many cards, but some of the cards are better because I've got less colors. So yeah, I'm excited to see if there's any more of these types of cards in this set. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts on Commander's Plate are. I'd love to hear from you. So in the comments below, let me know. And as always, thanks again and have a good one.